Yukon XL. We're on the road and we're traveling about, I guess, 400 miles in. And we noticed that when we turned the car off, the car was still blowing. Like the fan was blowing still really hard. And I guess the thermostat, like that's inside the vehicle, that hasn't moved up the needle to show that it's warmed up or not. Even when you turn the car off, the fan still blows and then eventually stops on its own. And then now the amber check engine light has appeared.
Okay.
So now we're like 500 miles into our destination. I'm trying to think about if we can, like, how far can we get to? Because right now it's 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and everything around us is not open until like 9 a.m.
Right. Usually this is a bad, like, engine coolant temperature sensor or something related to the engine coolant temperature circuit. So what happens is the computer, especially if the gauge isn't working, the computer doesn't see the engine temperature and it sees that the circuit is open or shorted. So it's concerned that, the engine's overheating, so it turns the cooling fan on full blast. And then, of course, the gauge doesn't work. How far can you get? I have no idea. I'll tell you why, because I don't know how much coolant is in there. I don't know if there's anything else wrong with the vehicle. Assuming that everything else is okay with the vehicle, the coolant level is full, there's no leaks, and the fan's working like it should, other than staying on. As long as the fan's keeping the engine somewhat cool, I think you're going to be okay. But there's no guarantee. So, is this your vehicle?
Yes.
What I would do, if you have time, I would stop at a parts store, like a Advanced Auto or some sort of AutoZone or some sort of parts store, and see if they can plug into the computer system and extract the code or code stored in the computer. All right. So a lot of times we get an engine coolant temperature sensor code or something related to the engine cooling system. And you could try to have them clear the code, and it might clear for a while. It might start working normally for a while, but if it's not fixed, it probably will come back on.
Okay. So if we get it cleared, would it start to change the thermostat sensor, that's the gauge, that needle?
I don't know. I don't think it will, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure on that one.
Okay.
Because that won't.
All right. So we don't have any leaks, or we don't see anything leaking. We stopped multiple times. We rested for an hour.
Okay.
Twice, so sort of 2 hours, and then when we backed out, there was nothing down there. We can't visually see anything else, and the car is outside of that driving well. So I will take your recommendation. We just had the vehicle serviced, so it's under the service mileage. So we'll take your recommendation when we find the first available parts store to get a diagnostic reading, the printout.
I think that'd be your best bet. Yeah. And you know what? If it is an engine coolant temperature sensor, it's probably going to be an easy fix, and they might even have it there. You could probably fix it real quick, because normally the engine coolant temperature sensor is not hard to replace. But getting the codes, that's going to be your first step.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate that.
All right. You bet. You're welcome, and good luck, okay?
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.